Guys, so in this video we're asked to write some code that'll change our following list of 1 and 2 into the list of 3, 1, and 2. So what we could do here is we could create this new list node, which we could just call temp, and we could say it's equal to a new list node that contains the information of 3. Now what we could do at this point is if we immediately say that our list is now going to point to 3, we're going to lose track of the 1 and the 2, and the 1 and the 2 are going to be collected by the garbage collector, and that would be no good. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say list, or our temp is going to point to the front of our list, and then our list is going to be pointed to our temp value here. And this should give us the result that we're looking for. Let's run it. Let's see. Pass 0 out of 1 test. Let's see. So we create this new temp node which contains the value of 3. We say, oops, that's wrong. We need to say temp.next points to the list, and then the list points to temp. There we go. A little minor error there. Let's actually tackle another problem here. So we've got this code here that says list is pointing to 1, 2, and basically what we want to do is we want to say the list first next is going to point to the 3 so that the 3 can then be inserted into the middle of this list. So we got to be careful about this. The first step we should do is we should say temp.next is equal to list.next so that we can get the 3 to point to the 2 up here. So after we've successfully done that, we can now say list.next, which is the one currently pointing to the 2, and remember the 3 is also pointing to the 2. So we want the 1 to now point to the 3, so that's going to point to temp, and I believe this should be the solution. There we go. Alright, let's run through another problem. So we need to write some code necessary to convert the following sequences of this list into this list here. So we need to basically put temp inside of the middle. Basically it's the exact same problem that we had before, except instead of saying temp.next is equal to list.next, we need to say temp.next.next is equal to list.next, and then list.next is equal to temp. And this will give us, oops, nope, we want to stay on this page. That will give us the correct answer. Let's tackle another one. So we need to write some code that'll take in this list here, and we need to say list.next points to temp.next while temp.next points to list.next, but we need to keep a reference to this. So let's see if we can think of a way to do this. I'm going to have to keep another list node. I'm going to call this list node holder, and list node holder is basically going to be equal to temp.next so that we can save the 4. Okay, so we need to say temp.next points to list.next. The reason why we can do that without losing the 4 is because we've safely secured it in this temporary variable called holder. So now that we've got the 3 pointing to 2, we can now say that list.next is equal to temp, which is good. And then what we want to do is we want to say list.next.next.next, and that'll be equal to the holder, which will be the stored value here. And that should be correct as far as things go. Yep. Okay, let's crunch through one last problem here. So we've got this code here which has one list, and we want to divide it into 2 lists here. So our original list should just contain the value of 2, while a new list contains the value of 1 and 3. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say that we want to create this new list 2, and list 2 we're going to say that it's going to point to list 1. So that's fine as far as things go. So list 1 we can now say that we can move it to the 2 here, so because we still have reference to the 1. And then what we can do is we can take our list 2 and we can say, okay, let's just kind of jump over the 2 here and let's move to the 3. So instead of its next being the 2, we can say its next is equal to list2.next.next, or we could say list2.next is equal to list.next. And that'll give us the appropriate behavior, except the problem is we're going to have list pointing to the 3, which is not what we want, so we want to say list.next is equal to null. And this should give us the result that we want. Alright, cool. See you guys next time.